Hey guys, still here and welcome back to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. Normally my videos are about an hour long, but this one actually is only going to be about 20 minutes, because it turns out to be a very quick scenario. And I thought it was refreshing, because instead of having a lot of different ships together and commanding a whole fleet, it is just me taking on another light cruiser in the form of a duel. Enjoy. Okay, this scenario was sent in by Brother Monroe. During a grand international naval review, a proud Prussian captain has had enough of the endless jibes and jokes at his expense from one of his French counterparts. Outraged, he challenges the Frenchman to a duel. As the challenged party, the Frenchman chooses the weapons for the duel. He chooses cruisers. Nation to play, France. 1912. I'm going to be operating a light cruiser. Germany is the opponent. He's going to be playing one heavy cruiser. What's the starting range? 10 paces. 10,000 meters. If you sink the opponent, you win. Simple as that. Anything I should know for the scenario? Not historical by any means. Somewhat inspired by the film Those Magnificent Men in Their Flying Machines, where the duel is using balloons and blunderbusses. And also because I said that I wanted something else than World War II battleships, which is absolutely correct. So, the plan is to build a light cruiser that's going to take on a heavy cruiser at a range of 10 clicks. Yeah, I'm going to try and take on a heavy cruiser in an old light cruiser format. That's not going to be easy. The best I can do is 7-inch gun. 7-inch gun at 10 kilometers takes out 3.6 inches of armor. Can I up that at all? I go for heavy shells and 2 powder. Yeah, 5.7 inch. That's better. But I think that's about as good as it's going to get. Torpedo tubes are probably going to be my secret weapon here. I don't really know if you can drop a torpedo from all the way up here, but we might try. Barbettes unavailable. Maximum bulkheads. I'm going to need a survivable light cruiser. Forced, AUX 2, shaft, Krupp 3 armor, barbette. Oh, you can bet your ass that I'm going to forget a flash fire on this one. That's pretty much a given. I'm going to be popping turrets. Like party corks. Armored citadel. Give me the biggest torpedo tubes you have at 19 inch. Yeah. It is 1912, so speed might be an option. I already have turbines and forced boilers and oil. How fast could I make this ship? 32 knots? No, it's too heavy. If I go for full displacement, I cannot do 32 knots. I can maybe do about 27 if I shrink it down. If I shrink it down... No, not really. Let's go halfway, 8,500 tons. Engine efficiency is going to need some work. 100% engine efficiency. Oh my god, that's a heavy funnel. This is 9 funnel capacity. If I add another 6, that puts me at 100. So I need about 14 to 15 funnel capacity in order to make this work. Yeah, I'm now at 95.2% engine efficiency. Right. How am I going to survive this? This thing has a much better hull form. This thing has more survivability. Does this thing slow down in the turns more than this? Let's see. Turning ratios. 524 meter turning circle. If I go for this, 630 meters. 493. That can further be reduced. 395. And it's a much faster hull. Let's upgrade some other parts first. I'm going to go with a single bottom hull because I don't need this. It's just going to add more hull weight. And if there's anything I can just do without, it's more hull weight. Because building the whole ship on this small hull is going to be a challenge as is. I think those lifeboats are going to come in handy because we're not really standing that as much of a chance of surviving this encounter. Funnel here. I can only have one air intake? 37.2% engine efficiency. 74.3, that's better. What else can I do? I can increase the torpedo size. These fire out to a range of 6.7. The only other option I have is going for fast, which gives me torpedoes that move at not 42 but 54 knots, but only at a range of 4.4. And it makes the ship too heavy. No, never mind, it doesn't impact that. I think I cannot afford 30 knots. I have to go a bit slower. 27.5, because I still need to add at least one main gun and probably more. Whoa, underwater torpedo tubes are 60 tons versus a deck tube that's only 15 tons. The reload is similar, 150 seconds. That's weird. So arguably, deck tubes are the way to go. Torpedo angle for these ones is not great, but workable. Need a main gun. Now on the other build, I picked 2 powder for the additional 10% shell pen. I'm going to have to close to within 6 kilometers anyway. So I don't really need any high-end weaponry that's going to punch through a lot of armor at 10 clicks. Let's say 5 clicks. This is going to pen 6.8 inches of armor. If I can fit a turret that heavy without just immediately tipping over. Pretty much not. Get the torpedo tubes away. There. That's 1. That's 2. Aft weight, I've set 4%. Yeah, but I don't really know how to fit any more weight on here. I can move this thing a bit. Let's go put it to 3.3. Oh, maybe here. 0.8. That's better. HE for the win. That's an alternative option, yeah. That's an alternative option. These torpedo tubes can still launch. I just wonder if this is not too big of a drop for a torpedo. No, too much. Oh, hold on. There, look at that. Now we're getting somewhere. I think this is going to be a very honorable banzai rush by the French. Because anything other than that probably won't work. Heavy shells with 2 powder can pen at a range of 5 about 10 inches of armor, which should be enough. I just need to make sure that I can get those on target. Although the torpedoes, of course, are the far bigger threat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 per side. If I go for standard hydraulics, I might add a few well, not too many underwater torps, since they don't fit. Short range. Advanced hydraulics. Also loading. Reload. Almost 15 seconds, so I fire 4 times per minute. Jeez, that immediately puts me over the limit. We're gonna have to go without a citadel. Because this ship barely has any armor to begin with. But this does reduce my ammo detonation chance by a lot. I need to save weight somewhere. Oh, 4 tons. All that turret armor. Overrated. There we go. Let's begin. We shall start 10 paces from the German heavy cruiser. I can't even see the guy? That's rich. Can he see me? Because this is going to be pretty important. Can he see me? I think this is a big advantage for me, because if I can't see him and he can't see me, I can close into torpedo range. Which, if I can pull that off, I can land a few torpedoes and potentially very quickly sink that German heavy. If it works. I still have my smokescreen that I can work with. Hello? Oh, shit, there you are. Range 5-8. Set a smokescreen. Here comes the rush. Come to starboard. Range 5-4. At 5, I can penetrate 10 inches of armor if I hit. So if this hits the heavy cruiser, which only has a few main turrets but a lot of casemates, I can possibly do a respectable amount of damage to her. Now my plan is to try and come in front of her. That's not a very good torpedo angle, but it might at least help me to land some torps. And I hope that this ship doesn't have sonar or hydro. Although 1912, I believe hydro is the only thing that was around. To starboard. Only fire them if you think you can hit. They have a visibility of 10% more than normal. Hold. I want to launch all torpedoes. I want to get one big launch off. Now, unfortunately, I'm turning so much faster than my turrets are turning that I can't shoot. And I'm really concerned about those casemates of his. Come on. What are your torpedoes doing? More or less aimed at the enemy. Standard launch. Main guns firing. Come on, torpedoes. Torpedoes away. Hard to starboard. We're going to circle around and use the port launchers. That's 4 torpedoes moving towards the German heavy. This is going to get pretty close. If I land, I could immediately blow it out of the water. If I miss, I'm going to have a bit of a problem. Because this ship is continuing to fire at me throughout the whole operation, of course. I wonder when she's going to detect the torpedoes. Not as of yet. But I launched fairly aggressively, which means that they might not hit. Because they were aimed pretty sloppily. Identification 90%. 92. 95. 98. Please don't have hydro. Hydro 1. Oh, great. 14,000 tons, few bulkheads, maneuverability pretty fast, 27 knots. And she has spotted the torpedoes. Admiral Hipper moving to port, trying to evade. My ship should now be in a position from where I can launch the other side of the torpedoes. The starboard launcher. Hipper, are you going to react at all? What are you doing? She could still hit one. Or two even. Hold. The ship is acting unpredictably. I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe even 3. Really? All you had to do was slow down. That was all, and you didn't. One on the stern. Second one on the stern. Ammo detonation. And 2 amidships. My ship? Perfectly fine. So, I think that the Hipper has immediately lost the duel. I don't think she's coming back from this one. Unless she has a fantastic anti-flooding system. And she does. She has anti-flood 3. But those torpedoes inflicted a severe blow. Flooded 1, 2, 3, 4 compartments and are working on the 5th. Hipper is listing to starboard. Buoyancy down to 6%. Her accuracy is going to be very low at this point. 4% buoyancy. 3, 2, 0.9, 0. Hipper sinks. And the French win the duel. Just like that. And I don't really have a good explanation for why the Germans did not evade those torpedoes. Because they knew they were coming. They spotted them. They turned. Their turning circle is actually really good. At only 434 meters, I think it was. But they just completely messed it up. Weird choice. Anyway, that's all for this battle. Quick scenario. But sometimes you gotta alternate the quick ones with the hour or hour plus long ones. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think.